Hocus Pocus. If you remember, last week we started learning about genes and heredity and all those traits that we get. So I had you read more about it this morning. How'd you guys like that book? The epic book. Huh?
I got 40.
Today's was about. Oh. Today's book was about specifically how you get your hair traits from other people. There's going to be more throughout the week, so I'll give you one of those each morning so you can learn a little bit more about them. But we did a little class poll of whether or not you had freckles, or what your hair color was, or what your eye color was, or it wasn't hair color, it was your hair line, right? So I have that data here, right? This is what our class, from the students that were here that day, this was our data. Today your job is to turn this into a graph. And it says, draw a bar graph. Well, just a 5, how confident are you in drawing bar graphs after this math unit? Hopefully, right? So I'm looking for you guys to help me get the information to start our graph, and then I'm going to have you guys finish it. And it's hard to tell, but it's right here. So I'm going to slide this information.
It doesn't look like anything.
I want you guys to tell me, what would the title of this graph be?
It shows a shadow.
If I were to title this graph, because it's something that we're talking about, what was all of this data about? Braylon? Specifically from where? Say that again. Not from beans. From the genes? Yeah, but what was our poll group? Whose traits are we talking about? The classes. So if I put this, I'm going to put our title is Shoal's Class Traits. And because my paper is vertical, I'm going to go ahead and make this be a vertical bar graph, okay? So let's see. No. Alrighty.
That'd be staying.
If we want our bars to go vertical, which side are my numbers going to go on? Savannah.
The bottom. Yeah, the bottom.
If I want my bars to measure up, then my numbers have to be on the side, right? And since we've talked just about our class and it only goes to 20, we'll go ahead and do it by ones. So I'm going to make all the way up to 20 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mrs. Schultz just got lazy, so we're going to stop there and actually count them by 2s instead. Nah, we can go up to 19. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Whew, we just squeezed it in because that's our biggest number is 19. Whew. All right.
19.
So, if those are our numbers, I'm only going to label every fifth one. That way we don't have to label all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and they'll keep going. What are my labels going to be? Like on this side here, what's that actually talking about? Here, this will make it easier to see our graph compared to the data. That's a little better. What would be my label for this side? And this one I'm going to be looking for a student to come label for me using one of my special markers. One of my chartboard markers. If this is the side with the numbers, what would be the label for the numbers up here? Olivia? Here you go. number of students.
Where?
These are the only markers I would ever use to be writing on my chart paper.
What's that?
Right here. So I'll stand here so you can see the shadow. Yep, either way.
I thought she was wrong. 17. She would have been wrong.
Okay, so we got the number of students, we counted by fives on the sides. Then, we've got a whole bunch of information on the bottom. What would be my label or labels on the bottom for my bars? One of the label boxes was number of students. What are my other ones going to be, you think, you chickens? I will start too. Jade?
So what?
Say that again.
What?
Oh, you gotta listen to the question if you raise your hand.
I did.
This
but I just
labels number
forgot.
of students. What would be my label or labels for the bottom?
Label for the bottom would be numbers of traits.
We could say traits for a full label. Since it's a bar graph and each bar is kind of labeled, we actually don't have to put another one, but you can just put like freckles or no freckles or brown or blue or other. I will fill that in. Online friends, we're just going to do this and I'll put it on your slides, but I'm going to fast forward and stop recording until we've got all those labels and you guys are going to fill in my bars for me. Capiche? Here we go. Okay, when I drop my hand, I'm looking for you to tell me how many students have this trait. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
How many students have freckles?
11.
So I'm going to draw my line right here so that when the person comes through the freckles, they'll know that's where they're connecting down. How many students had no freckles? Wait for it. Alright, the no freckles bar is going to be touching the freckles bar.
How is there more freckles?
How many students had brown eyes?
Madison doesn't even have freckles, and she said 6.
So for brown, we're going to come up to 6. How many had blue eyes?
No. 9. That was Gunner that said 9 million.
And how many had a different color of eyes?
5. 0.
So those are all going to be grouped together, my eye colors. Then we're going to group our hairlines together. How many of us had a pointed hairline? First question, how many of us had a pointed hairline starting off?
1. Dax.
And how many had a straight hairline?
19. 19.
Okay, now I'm going to call people to draw the bars. Here we go.